Hi, my name's Catherine Bolton and I wrote What Do You Think? A first book of open-minded discussion and philosophy. And I do get a few questions about the book, so I thought I would answer them in a video so that those answers are available to anybody who's interested. The first question is, why did I write the book? And there's many reasons that led me to writing the book. The first, I really think, is that unless you work closely with children or you're raising children and finding that you've got a lot of time to interact with them, often people don't get an opportunity to sit and discuss the world with children. And I do, and have throughout my work and through being a mum and through homeschooling. And I must say it's such a privilege to find out what's going on in those brains that aren't my brain and haven't been through the same conditioning perhaps that my brain's been through. So I really felt like it was a platform for people who haven't had that opportunity to start discussions with young people. And as I've thought about it, it's actually a great application for step parents or perhaps grandparents that don't see their grandchildren very often, any other relatives or friends or a counsellor, anyone who's trying to establish a relationship with a child. And the second major reason the book came about was as my eldest and second eldest are just finishing school at the moment, and I constantly ask them what they think about everything because I genuinely value their opinion on everything. My son, who's in year 11, remarked that that's not the norm that he's seen in other families. He also remarked that, in fact, in discussions in class, he's often the noisiest and the most vocal child, and a lot of his friends, who he says are very thoughtful, bright, intelligent children, almost aren't aware that they have the right to voice their opinion. And I'd suggest that that's a conditioning that happens through their whole lives for children, not just that it's from their parents or from their school, but that it can happen to anybody, any child. And I think children need to know that not only do they have a voice, but that they need to use it. They need to use it about the environment and about human rights and a lot of the things that are going on in the world right now. Especially, they can feel so powerless. So if they know that they have a voice and that they can use it, then that's got to be a good thing. So, and I think they're never too young to start. This book, I really had children from as young as 4 in mind, and I have read it with children as young as 3 and had some really great conversations. And I also know people who've read it with their 12 and 13 and 14-year-olds and also had fantastic conversations. So I think it's very simple. It's just there as a platform to work from, and it's really the intelligence of the adult and the child that do guide it in whatever direction they guide it in at any time they read it. And I think this same book can be read with a dozen different adults, and the child will have a dozen completely different experiences. And one adult can read it with a child and then read it again with the child several months later and have a completely different discussion. And sometimes they might get 5 pages into the book, and sometimes they might get to the end, and sometimes they might start at the end. It's really a very open book and just a platform to work from that I think, has been there in other media, but not so much in just a children's book. So thank you for those people who've bought it. I hope you're getting something from it, or you're getting something from yourselves because of it. And thank you so much for your support.